you guys doing?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
You are tuned in to Stay Fishy Friday with your hosts, Big Rich and Josh.
You stole my thunder.
Alrighty. So today we are going to be talking about a plethora of different things today. But you want to start everyone off with the word of the night?
The word of the night came from our buddy CJ and the moderators. He said, make it tank. I said, we've used this before. He said, make it tank. We're going to be talking about tanks. So tonight's word from this point on is tank. If you hear the word tank, you must consume.
Or any variation of the word tank.
Tanks.
Aquarium.
Sure.
Why not? Let's have some fun.
Alrighty. Now, you want to start this off with news of what's to come and what's happening tomorrow, or do you want to do the Tracy thing first?
Go ahead and knock the mom update out the way.
Knock the mom update out the way. Let me see if I can find the background for it. Tracy slideshow. Here we go. There she is. Okay. I have been taking care of Tracy for 10 days. Count them, 10. Look at them big old hands. Yes, 10 days. Now, the thing is, I had a nurse here this morning. Finally, Medicaid's starting to, agree to some of these things, and they sent a nurse out, and she said that I'm competent enough to where they don't need to send a nurse 3 times a week. I'm like, I just would like some help, Give me a couple hours of sleep. She says, well, sending the nurse out is only going to do wound care, checking her vitals. That's it. And you're doing a great job, so we only have to send her once a week. That's just check up on her to make sure she's okay. All these things are going by. Keep reading them, make sure that nothing important goes by. Okay. So, I know you do, buddy. I'm sorry. So now I kind of screwed myself caring and taking care of her so well. So they're only going to send a nurse out once a week. But I guess they're going to send an aide out to help me give her a bath. Twice a week now. So now I can schedule her baths at twice a week intervals, and I'll have help because I don't believe my son should ever see his parents naked. So I can't ask him to help me, hold her legs up this way while I clean this. I can't do that. So this helps. Her name is Jakira. She's a very sweet lady. She was out today. She helped me give Tracy a full, cleansing and change everything and the sheets and all that. So she's very helpful. I'm blessed to have that. And then as far as Tracy, let me see. She is getting so much easier. I've got her. It was every 2 hours, all 24 hours long. But now at nighttime, I've got her going from 1 o'clock to 3:30 to 7 o'clock. So I get like 2.5 hours sleep in between each of those spots. And at 3:30 I have to wake up and make sure that she's not congested. I don't have to suction out her trach and all that kind of stuff. Check the incontinence supplies, make sure it ain't making a mess and she ain't laying in it. Stuff like that. But I was talking to her today and I swear she squeezed my hand. I want to say it's for sure, but she did squeeze my hand. I just don't know if it was on command. So I'm going to have to keep testing this more and more and more and see if it's 90% every time I say it, or if it's 50%, which is she's just squeezing for the reason of squeezing, So we shall see. But she definitely tells me when she's happy and when she's not happy. If I lay her on her left side, she sits there with a frown on her face, and sometimes there's even tears. If she's got tears in her eyes, I know she's in pain somewheres, and I reposition her a different way. So she is telling me that she's comfortable or upset, unhappy. So there is some sort of cognitive thinking there. What else could I say? We've seen her cry, we've seen her smile, we've seen her smirk. Joshy, this is funny. Joshy used to do the thing when he'd talk to mom and she's busy doing something, like talking to somebody else or something, he would start doing that Stewart thing. Go ahead and start it, Josh.
From Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Stewie goes up to, Lois, and he's like, Mom, mommy, mommy, mama, mama, mom. And she used to hate it so much.
She hated that. She would be like, "What?" This is a full-grown man doing that to his mother. It was so funny. I'd be busting out in the corner over there laughing, and she'd turn and get all upset. But so Josh tried that on her, and she put this smirk on her face. As soon as he started doing it in this ear, she went and turned her head away. I started laughing. So she definitely can convey how she's feeling. She's not coherent enough to squeeze my hand on contact, or not contact, on command. But we're working on that now. She came home from the hospital with the ballerina feet where her toes are pointing down and her calves are all tightened up and you couldn't pull it up. It was like hard. Well, I've worked with her for that first week, and now I've got her feet in the right position to where I take her boots off at nighttime and she's just fine.
We've got no internet right now.
Oh, no. Yeah, we do. You guys still hear us? Yeah, they're still coming in, Josh. That sign's been on there. Sit back down.
They're in the chat, but they keep saying it's still frozen, and I can't connect to my phone.
Oh,
Connect
really?
to the chat. Yeah, you keep playing the same thing over and over. But you look down at the internet.
I know, that's always says no internet, but it has been internet. And the chat's coming in.
So we hear you. All right, so we're good. My bad. Sorry, guys.
It's okay, pumpkin boy. We'll let it go. Okay, so anyways, as long as I just keep her clean. Oh, her wound on her back, that was horrible. It was about this big around, and it had a skin plug in it, and then one side popped off. So there was a hole I could stick my finger down in. And we had to pack it with this stuff called silver something or another. And now,
AG.
what's that?
Silver AG.
Okay, I've got it closed up. I've been keeping it clean, and the incontinence supplies are there. And if she wets everything, it gets wet, and then the patch gets wet. So I've been putting extra plastic and padding in between there, to where if this gets wet, it don't soak up into the wound patch. And oh my God, it is looking amazing. It's all closed up and getting smaller now. So that's really good. Her ballerina feet are fixed. I've got her hands were all tightened up and curled up. Her right one's just as loose as can be. Her left one's still a little tight. She does this, and I have to stretch her thumb out and move it around, and then she'll loosen up, and then I can move her fingers, and I get her hand loose. But if I leave her sit there, she'll go back to being tight again on this one hand. That's all I got left to work on. Now, mind you, remember the hospital told me that you can't fix these ballerina feet, that you have to do surgery. I call bullshit. Period. I have fixed it. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. So yeah, she's doing great. Just from I do an hour of range of motion and stretching every day. And if her muscles are pulling in the back of her calf and pulling her feet down like that, you just have to stretch it. That's all. And now she's laying there. Her feet look normal. Her hand looks normal. It's just the one hand is a little off. So I'm still got that in the brace that separates her thumb and keeps it on the side. And then I have to work her out. So she's doing amazing. And she's all cleaned up. No hair, nowhere. She's just so much easier to take care of now. Marilyn came over and Pam came over and helped me just shave everything, and it's all taken care of. I got the body lotion on. I got her pear glaze by who is that?
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret. She loves that. I love that on her. She smells good all the time. She looks good. I've got her hair, all combed out all times instead of just left floppy and tangly like the hospital did. I mean, they did a good job keeping her alive. She didn't have to go to the hospital, but they didn't take care of her personal hygiene at all. I've never seen Tracy as hairy, ever. So she's doing a whole lot better, and now we've got into a routine to where as long as I keep changing the incontinent things 3 times, I don't have to worry about messes no more. And it was bad when I was, cleaning up everything, changing the tray, changing the trach pad, changing the filter coming from it, the EMF, HME tube, and cleaning up all this, and then changing the chuck underneath of her, and then while I'm changing the incontinence supplies, she just peas everywhere on the new sheets, and I'm like, ah. I learned that you can't leave people like that without the supplies covering her. They feel the cold air, they just go. So yeah, that was rough at first, but I've gotten past that, and I do it quickly now, and I have no more accidents. Everything's good to go. So I'm getting a little more sleep than normal, and you know, I'm handling things. But you know, with this whole, we had to do the roof. You guys remember the last 3 weeks they've been working on the roof?
Mm-hmm.
It's done. The steel roof is on the house, and the new roof is on the pool room. We've got no leaks anywhere. But man, that about taxed us. We had to pay for this roof, and I had to actually borrow money from Joshy, and it was. But we got it all done. So that's one more headache out of our way. I can just concentrate on Tracy. And then another thing is tomorrow. Everyone's showing up here at noon tomorrow. So hopefully somebody will come by with maybe their wife or girlfriend or something that can sit inside.
Well, and we're not going to spill the beans on that whole side yet. So.
Well, if they come with their wives or girlfriend or something, they can sit inside. I can go outside and help with the tanks and all that kind of stuff. So I've got it figured out. Her tube going to her trach. We actually had the respiratory nurse here today, and I told her we can be weaning her off of this. And she was like, no, she can't breathe on her own. I'm like, yes, she can. And then she was under the impression she has no cough, reflex. I'm like, you watch this. I took the tube off. She breathed for like 2 minutes. No stress. The heartbeat didn't even come up. So she's ready to be weaned off this trach. And then the problem being is if she can't cough up the phlegm in her throat and stuff, they can't wean her off. Well, I took the suction thing, and I put it down in her trach, and she coughed, and a bunch of phlegm came out all over the rag I had there. And the nurse was like, oh, she does have a cough response. I'm like, I'm telling you, she was off for 25 hours or 24 hours at the last place. This place says she couldn't come off the respirator. She can. I have no problem. So what I'm saying is I don't need a nurse to watch Tracy now. I need anybody can sit there, watch TV, and if the alarms go off, they can wake me up or come outside and get me or whatever, and I can take care of it. It's not a life or death situation. If her trach thing falls off, she can still breathe. The alarm will start going off, but Tracy breathes on her own. I'm so happy with this. So things are getting easier. I just want you to know it may not seem like much, but it's a whole lot for me, and it's a big step in the right direction for Tracy. So that's our Tracy update. I hope you guys liked it.
So we got my boy Von Yinzer for $7. He said, "Tank, we're all gonna die."
Von Yinzer.
Hashtag Team Tracy. Wonderful update.
Thank you, Von Yinzer. Where you been, buddy? I ain't seen you lately.
He's been working.
Oh well, we gotta excuse him for that.
All right, we got I Hate Stupid People for $3. She gave a thumbs up.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
And we got Reaper for $5. He said we'll be there. Trina will watch Tracy. Dawn may show as well.
Awesome. So I'm working on the. Well, we can't tell you that, but my buddy Reaper's coming out. You saw him go to New York with me.
Yeah, well, you guys all know if you watch the video that we so graciously released today, we went ahead and we have this elaborate plan because you guys knew that SC Aquatics was supposed to buy the 2,000-gallon tank. He came up, did all
Our
the work.
Pacu tank.
Did all the work on the stands to help cover some of that cost. Well, he's got a new tank design now. And I have 3 panels of 40-inch by 40-inch, 3/4-inch thick low iron glass sitting out back that would actually support his build a lot easier than these 6-foot panels. So he's more interested in taking these 3 panels and some filtration off of our hands in lieu of paying him for coming and helping us with the stands. Although he is a good friend and offered to do it for free, this is a way we can help each other out. So now it is up to us, me and this guy and all of our, fish fan that comes over and helps support us and helps us move these god-awfully heavy tanks. And I did say tank, and that was tanks plural. So, so it is now.
I wish I could drink with you guys.
It is now up to us to be able to move this 2,000 out, which we cleared out a spot for it. It's happening tomorrow, starting at noon. The The fish will be out, water's being drained, tank will be moved, and then the other stand for the Bellagio tanks will come in, and then the Bellagio tanks are being wheeled in the house.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we got a
You didn't
question.
catch that one.
Oh, you said ma'am? I thought you said yes, man.
I said yes, ma'am.
Well, no, thank you. So, anyways, we got a message here from Christopher Hughes. Says, "Hey, OFR, can you give Chris, Gemma, and the Ginger Brad Man a shout out here in the UK? Sending you all support for Tracy at OFR from the UK." Well, of course we can. Shout out to Chris, Gemma, and the Ginger Brad Man. I hope I got that right. Did I read it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have Small Fry Aquatics for $5. He said, "Apologies, promised medical supplies, got ill and didn't want to pollute you. I'm well and the supplies are protective. Calcium alginate. See you soon."
Awesome. Is that the stuff you put on the wound? The calcium stuff?
I'm
No,
not
it's
gonna lie
collagen.
to you. I have no idea.
Okay. Thank you, Small Fry Aquatics. Appreciate it.
We
Appreciate
have
it.
K Stew for $10. It said, "Happy Friday, hashtag Team Tracy."
Yes, happy Friday and Team Tracy. I love that. You know, when she wakes up, she don't even know about this whole Team Tracy thing. She don't know she has a whole clothing line. She don't know people are supporting her like this. She's got thousands of people around the world from everywhere sent gifts, and she's going to be overwhelmed. You know, it's just I have no doubt in my mind and every bit of faith that she's going to come back. You know, the doctor said she would never come off the machine. She worked off the machines. Doctor said she'd never be able to come home. She's home. Doctor said she'd never wake up. We're going to prove them wrong too. So, you know, as far as the doctors are concerned, the first day we had her in the hospital, they wanted us to consider pulling the plug and letting her go for quality of life. So he had us all in tears. It was horrible. As long as we see progress, we will never take away her chance of getting better. If she's going to sit here for a year and not progress and just be in a delusional state and not be able to who would want to live like that, you know? She's crying during the daytime, you don't know why. Not being able to communicate, being stuck in your own mind, maybe or maybe not hearing people, knowing what's going on around you or not knowing. Or maybe in a delusional world where, you know, you're seeing colors and, you know, who knows? We don't know what it's like. I just know that she's showing progress, so forward, onwards, and upwards.
Alrighty, so we have Tom Jan for $2. Said, "Happy you got the mobile spinner we made for Tracy."
Oh, that was you? Thank you so much. I put a video out this morning on it. That was amazing. And you got the colors right. She loves these girly pastels, the pinks, the light blues. She loves it. That's all Tracy all day. So, yeah, that was actually, I don't know if I can show you the picture. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I did take a picture of it. It is, nope, no, let's go off here. It is right above her bed now. Let me turn this sideways. I don't know if you can see. Oh. Let me zoom in on that. There is, can you guys see that at all? That looks very, very rough, but it is right above her bed. That's her knee. She's laying here, and there's the spinner right above it on the trapeze bar thing. I moved the trapeze bar back, and I hung the spinner right above her head. So she's laying there just looking. Thank you so much for that. That was a very thoughtful gift. I appreciate that. And if you can't see the picture, I'll post it on Facebook in the morning, so everyone can see it, because that's very nice. Thank you. All right, let me see if I can catch up some of these. Rob's Ray TV, what's up, Rob's? He sent $2 super chat, says to congratulate you on not shocking yourselves. We're not imbeciles here. We know not to touch the water. And someone actually put a post up, says, make sure you don't wear no shoes or nothing on a wet floor and use metal tongs to feed the eel with. Right, we're going to ground out the water for it. No, not at all. We will not shock ourselves. But thank you for the $2, Rob. That is awesome of you.
Did you get Kathy's chat?
No.
All right, so back to where we left off. We have Kathy Murphy for $4. She said, sending you love, Rich, from Toronto.
Aw,
XOXO.
thank you. I appreciate that. And from Canada too. Canada don't have much, to say about Americans right now. 'Cause I don't know who's messing up, but someone's messing up down here. But thank you very much. Let me go to this one, webcam. We're going to move us up a little bit. How about that?
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So, I wanted to hit upon a point.
Okay.
So, actually not starting tomorrow, but tomorrow just makes it even worse. But we have been taking down our quarantine tanks to be able to make room and move things around.
Oh, this has been such a pain in the butt too.
So we've not only lost, our 135s, we lost our 700. Now we're losing the 2000.
Hold up. You lost the 700, the 1000, and the 500 gallon.
Well,
that we moved all into the pool room. You guys all saw that. We were using them as quarantine tanks. Now we don't have that. So the quarantine tanks, like you guys saw me all go to New York and get all them fish. Some of the fish, like Lavaca, the puffer, we were able to put in with our puffer, Pittsburgh, because we could shut Pittsburgh's tank off of our system and just have it on its own FX5 running, and we can do water changes. But the rest of them, we couldn't put anywhere else. They have to stay in the 550 and the 2000 for the purpose of we have to finish running through the meds for them. It's going to be 3 weeks or so. Then we can place them other places, but we are running out of, like you said, the quarantine tanks. Now we have to move that 2000 tomorrow, and we have to empty them fish out.
So if you guys happen to see the list of fish that I actually posted today, which we actually rehomed them all, and we found a great pond for some of these fish to go to, and it was just by the grace of God.
That's not just the fish from New York and Connecticut and Massachusetts.
These were older fish.
These are fish that we've had sitting in the 2000 for a while now.
So
like a 28-inch tiger shovel nose, stuff like that. We have 3 Pacus in there. So Paco, the new Pacu, he's going to go in our 3000. The 3 smaller ones are already found a home.
So yeah, we got contacted today. This guy happened to have a large turtle and koi pond that was all like rocked out, and it was several thousand gallons in his basement, and he got rid of all the turtles and all of the goldfish and koi. Now he's wanting to fill them with fish, and I sent him the list. He said, well, let's make this happen, and he's going to be here at 11 a.m. tomorrow, just in the nick of time to be able to take the fish to their new home, and that helps us.
Well, maybe we can have him stick around and help us work a little bit.
Don't you worry. I had this all strategically
He's got it planned out.
So I've got all these people coming to pick up fish too, but what they don't know is they're actually going to help us move some tanks.
Hey, when you're moving a 3,500-pound tank, one more hand never hurts, ever.
And also, I am still in talks with the PPG Aquarium in Pittsburgh. It'll be the first time we are actually working with them.
Yep.
So yes, they want a bunch of fish for their South American exhibit, along with a few others. But we are working on paperwork now, and whenever we get contacted by aquariums of this caliber. Wait, did I say aquarium or did I mean to say tank?
Tank. That's twice.
So
consumed twice.
So yeah, whenever we get contacted by aquariums of this caliber, we go ahead and we rehome pretty much as we can to them that they will take. Just so happens that this particular aquarium actually wants Pacus, which is kind of
strange,
unheard of.
Right, so we can give them our bigger ones.
Correct.
And maybe even Paco can go there.
Maybe
we've got
even Betty.
No, we're going to keep Betty here because we always keep the biggest of every species of fish, so that people that come here on the tours see exactly how big these fish get. So if we have a 12-inch Pacu, that don't refrain them from wanting to go buy one, because that's a cute fish. It looks like a big silver dollar. But if we have a 36, 40-inch Pacu, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know they get that big. It's a visual thing that works for us. So we always keep the biggest of everything. So we've got 3 under Betty, I think.
Yes, and Paco is one of them.
The smallest one. of the 3, I think.
Correct.
Okay, so we might. It depends how many they want. We'll give out everything except for, because we don't give away fish. We keep them here unless they get a better place than we can give them. Other than the small fish like Oscars and smaller, anybody with a 75, 125 can take care of them, and there's millions of people out there with that availability.
I'd say we have the 2 foot mark. There's, most people can care for a fish under 12 inches if they have, the right tanks for them. But then there's people who have, several thousand-gallon ponds or large tanks that can, willingly take 2 foot fish. But it's the ones that are above 2 foot and especially over 3 foot that there is a very small percentage that can actually take them, that wants to and can provide for them.
No, there's a lot of people that want to. Like, a guy gets a brand new 180. He calls us. I want a big red tail. I want a big pacu. I want a big tiger shovel nose. It's just dreaming, because I'm not going to give it to you.
Well, I'm getting at the people who have a 5,000 gallon
Right.
pond.
There are
they don't want pacu.
Right. There are a select few that have big tanks. Now, we do have a listing and a writing an entry of everybody we know that has big tanks, and we contact them too. But this is how our process of giving away fish. And Patty here says, I would hope there are adoption fees. Absolutely not. We do this completely free. We give them bigger homes than what they came from. We take them here. We keep them with us, and then please don't lose that spot. It's right under that. And if we can give them better homes than what we got, like Public Aquarium's got a 30,000 gallon South American display, as opposed to our 3,000 gallon, we're going to give it to them. And there's very few fish that are named that people say, no, I want to come visit, so can you please keep it forever? We do this as a service, but they're very few. Most of the fish we get they're going to a better home with you. And if you can find them a better home than you can give them, that's great. Let me know where they go. So, that's how we rehome. All the little fish we give out to, people with, normal tanks, 55s, 75s, 125s, and stuff like that. And we don't have really too many problems with that. It's the people that want monster fish that got a big tank they think is a big tank, and it's not big to us, I'm not going to take a fish out of a 3,000 gallon tank and give them to you for your new 220. Sorry, can't do it. So I hope you guys understand some of that. Oh, how many times did I say tank? You guys just finish your beer.
Alrighty, we have Wu-Tang for $10. He said, love what you guys do. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now we got Von Yinzer. He chimed in for $5. Said PPG Aquarium. Wow, they have a hell of a tank.
Yeah, and we're in talks with the main guy there, and we sent him a list of what we had. He sent us a list of what he wants. A few of the fish in between are on both lists, so he's wanting us to find a few fish for him, and they're going to take the fish that we have that was on his list, and even considered taking a few other that wasn't on the list. But until we can fill a big order, they don't want to send a truck all the way out here for a few fish. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to try and fill his order and get some fish for them so they can send a big truck out and take all these fish at one time.
So we got Richie White for $5. Said great work, Big Rich and Josh.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very, very appreciated. We are, what does it say? We are all Neo. Says, do you sell the fish to keep up with cost? Absolutely not. Now, we have sold fish. Try and think of this. We don't always get fish in for free. Sometimes we buy somebody's closed down fish room and we get all their tanks, all their fish, everything. We sell off some tanks to recover our money we spent. We find fish homes. We do sell some of the more rare fish they had that people are willing to pay for. Like we got in a couple flower horns that were, we paid, what, $80 a piece for or something like that? And they were just show quality, huge, big flower horns. And we gave them to our friends at $80 a piece, and they were just like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's a $150 fish right there, Well, we know that. But we do sell fish, but it's not fish that are rescued. It's not our fish that are donated. It's nothing like that. We never make money like that. I never want to be confused with anything like that. But now Josh does buy when certain fish come out. Like I wanted a bunch of the Chinese hyphen banded sharks. I love them fish, and we wanted them for our pond. Well, Josh bought like 10 from an order and went together with his friends and got other people. I think Matt's Monster Fish. Who else? A bunch of people.
Me and Clinton.
You and Clinton went in and paid money for these fish, and then we got them in. So yeah, there is some selling of fish going on, but
sometimes we make people's dreams come true. I want this fish. I can't find it nowhere. Well, we are guys with lots of connections, and we can get lots of fish.
And there's another way.
So we help out friends. If we want to fulfill orders, I've been looking for this fish for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Well, it happens to be on my buddy's list.
My buddy has it. It's such and such a money. Go ahead, and he'll ship it right to you.
There you go.
We help out every way we can. We never make money at this. Don't ever confuse that. I've been paying out of pocket forever, and now we're getting the YouTube video money and donation money. So it's still some out of pocket, nowhere near as much as it was. But it is a labor of love is what we do. And it's a great thing, and everybody comes away better for being involved with the rescue, period.
All right, we have Sam's signature series for $10. I really enjoyed your Shack Koi fry update. Also, congrats on some of the larger fish rehoming.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But I got to say something about that. We work so hard on some videos thinking they're going to be great. And then, like the Shack Koi fry, we were like, we have to put out a video in the morning. Me and Josh went out there that day and we just talked. We didn't even hardly. Did you edit it at all?
Put in 5 transitions and press produce.
So there was no editing. We just went out there and talked and did our thing and then gave it to you. We thought, well, they want to update. Let's give them an update. And we didn't even produce it. We didn't do no special fancy editing. Nothing. We just threw it out there, and you guys love it. So thank you for that. A lot of people are saying something. Big Rich and Josh don't have a film crew. They're not, editing crazy. They don't have all this. I don't know if it's on purpose or if they just don't know what they're doing, but they like the fact that it's real and you see a glimpse into our life of what we're doing. That's all we ever wanted. Are you okay over there?
Went down the wrong pipe.
That's all we ever wanted. As we're working, we throw a video, and if we have to hold it ourselves while we're scooping fish, we're only videoing on our phone. I do the 4K. I take a little extra time. Josh does the 1080p. And we just video with our phone. That's it. We don't hire nobody. We don't do none of that. We're just letting you guys follow along with the adventures of OFR. That's all it was ever meant to be. And if you guys like it, great. If not, other people want to follow along and see what we're doing. So that's all there's a lot of people out there that would probably watch more, but it would take over more hours of our day trying to edit, trying to do all this. I'm not a videographer. I'm not an editor. I'm not none of that. Neither is Josh. We got a program called Power Director on our phone, and we just edit it as simple as can be and then produce it and put it on YouTube so you guys can follow along. That was our main purpose of that.
Alrighty, so we have Matt F for $5. He said, name the eel Edison or Thomas.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. We should put out a poll because there's a lot of people that wants it. Tesla, Thor, Zeus, Edison, Franklin.
We could pick the top 10 and then we could let the people decide and put up a poll.
We could do that. Yeah, there's very few times that we get a big fish or a special fish that don't have a name. So in these times we get to name it.
But hey, it's something that we could put out and get you guys all involved,
right?
And you guys get to express your opinion and be heard, and we can all come together.
And be part of the rescue.
Exactly. Come together as a community, and now we all get to pick this name of this awesome beast, and you guys get
beast.
Watch it grow and do shocking things.
Do shocking things. Every pun intended.
All right, so we got K-Stu for $5. Said, what is the name for the new electric eel, and how big of a tank will it need in the long run? Hang on.
Right now we have
tank, snarf, snarf.
consume, guys.
So we have a 8-foot long, 240-gallon tank, which will be sufficient for a very long time for that eel. But we have had all the public aquariums always contact us about electric eels. That is one of the biggest things that they like having on display. We had a 6-foot electric eel once that we were home to the Cleveland Aquarium, and it's actually still there. But as I was saying, it is one of the most sought after fish that these aquariums have. So if it gets too big and we end up wanting to give it to an aquarium, we always have that avenue as a way to do things. We end up changing our mind later on down the road. We need this 500-gallon tank for, other things that we venture into. We can always rehome it to a public aquarium, and they will be, jumping down on our necks. Well, I want it. Send it to me.
And the problem is, when we work with 9 different public aquariums now. When we give them a list of the fish we have available, and they don't want them, and then we get a fish in and they want, we're not really trying to work with them. Okay, I'll make your dreams come true and give you this fish, but you're not taking any of the fish that really need homes, and you have a big tank. So, I mean, it's kind of, it's hard,
Give or take.
Yeah.
Because, a majority of the fish that a lot of these, zoos and aquariums take, 75% of their stock is behind the scenes. You don't even ever see it on display because either A, they're doing breeding projects, they're growing it out, doing research, and you never get to see them on display. So they could, take them and put them behind the scenes, but they just don't want to.
Right. Point in case is the Shed Aquarium. Greg Woodstock's got it in there because he donated so much of the water features and the ponds out front of the shed. I went up to Chicago, and Greg's like, I can take you backstage at the Shed Aquarium. I'm like, great, that's awesome, I'd love that. We go back there, and they have a jowl cat, and it's spelled J-A-U. Beautiful catfish, love it, but it's 5 foot long. They don't even have it on display. It's behind the scenes.
Was it in a tank?
Was it in a tank?
Yeah.
It was a jowl cat. It was alive. It was in a tank. Yes.
I just got you to say tank.
Oh. Consume. He got me. Okay. So this thing's behind the scenes, and he's in like a 12-foot by 10-foot tank, and they're telling me, we're going to throw some food in, but keep your hands back. I'm like, look, I'm Big Rich from Ohio Fish Rescue. You don't have to tell me about monster fish. This thing came up, and its head was, big as probably 2 of my heads. And it was ear to ear mouth. It came up and it popped that water so hard for this piece of food. I was like, oh my God. I jumped. And I don't jump for fish, It made me jump. But what I'm saying and is agreeing with Josh is they have fish back behind the scenes that you don't even know about. So that fish should be on display. It's by himself. He's not in a breeding program, but they can't put it in with nothing else, and they didn't have a big tank to spare up front on display for a single fish, because he's a mean fish.
One of the 7 known man-eaters.
Yes. And I want one.
One of the true kings of the Amazon.
You know what I want? I want one of every 7 known man-eating fish. And then someday maybe we won't swim in our pond.
All right, so we got Roger Dillon for $5. He said, "Can't wait to sweat my cheeks off tomorrow."
Oh wait, eyeliner's there. Sorry, buddy. Love you, Roger.
We got Von Yinzer for $3. He said, Nikola Tesla for the eel.
Nikolai Tesla. Yeah, well, we've got a bunch of people wanting to do that, but thank you for the $3. And we don't know. What was that name you were liking?
Danger Noodle.
Danger Noodle.
This made me laugh.
What was the one I liked? I forget.
Oh
man, I can't remember.
I don't know. So we got Kyle Jaded for $2. He said, my vote is Pilan. I don't know. P-I-L-A-N.
I don't know.
Pilan.
Kyle, you coming over tomorrow? Busted, buddy. You're there.
So we got,
thank you, buddy, for the $2.
Wu-Tang again for $2. He said, was the electric eel a rescue or a purchase? It was a rescue.
Actually,
we got
it's hard to say a rescue when somebody comes and drops it off. It was a...
Well, we got a message from one of our members. He said, hey, my buddy got this electric eel in. He's had it for years, and it's getting too big for his tank. Can you guys take it? We said yes. We got in contact with him. He said, I'd love to bring it down and check out your place. So him and his girlfriend came down, dropped off the eel, and got a tour while they dropped it off. So it's technically still a rescue.
It's a rescue.
He dropped it off.
What do they call that when they give it in? They not donated. They I forget the name of it. I'm trying to come up with.
Forfeited it.
Not forfeit. Okay, so let's look up some more here.
Alrighty. Yes, people are liking Danger Noodle. Danger Noodle for the win.
Josh come at me and he goes, Noodle. Danger Noodle. I'm like, what? You sound like Bond, James Bond. He goes, exactly. I'm like, where'd you get that? He goes, someone suggested it's a great name.
Surrendered.
Surrendered, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you so much. I love my fish family. Everybody helps out so much. It's just amazing.
We have Patty for $5. He said, sending love from Strong Island to On Point, Ohio. Stay fishy and swim on.
Aw, thank you. Appreciate that. Where is Strong Point? What is that?
Strong Island?
Strong Island.
I have no idea.
If you can chime in and let us know where that's at, I'd love to know, because I've heard so many different places, like the Isle of Man. I'd never heard of before, and then someone said, greetings from the Isle of Man. We love your show, blah blah blah. I'm like, I gotta look that up. I gotta find out where it's from. Mm-hmm. And we find people from all over the world. We love it. I just love it. Hello from Dubai. Wow. They have a tank in Dubai that's just to die for.
Yes, they do.
Oh my God. We're small potatoes. This tank is what? 300,000 gallon or something like that?
Something like that. It's huge.
No, what, 3 million gallon? It's like 7 stories tall, and they have an escalator next to it. Yeah, it's amazing. In a mall. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, we're small potatoes next to these big corpses like that.
So we have Kyle Jadis for $5. He said, I work 10 a.m. to 5 tomorrow, or I would also... Palan is the Mapuche god of lightning.
Ah, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. Appreciate it. I can't read this here. 01 Herbalistics says, I want to send you guys a super chat, but it's not available in my region. You guys are great. I love the job or hobby you do. Think you should name the electric eel Voltron. There's a lot on that one. But also, I was trying to send a super chat to SC Aquatics on his live show, and I couldn't do it. It would not process it. It would not go through. It just sat there and kept waiting and, processing. So, oh, sorry.
They said Strong Island equals Long Island.
Oh, really? New York? Okay.
Alrighty. So yeah, we've got a busy day ahead of us tomorrow. These boys are going to be feeling those thigh muscles tomorrow night.
Actually, it's really easy.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of jacks.
Me and Josh can do ourselves. We just jack it up, put rollers under it, and we can take it right out the door. It's empty. I think that thing's only 2,000 pounds.
We've got this new awesome electric pallet jack that we
Thanks
actually...
to SC Aquatics.
Yeah, and his buddy Mike.
What was the name of the ice cream place that donated it to us?
Velvet Ice Cream.
Velvet Ice Cream donated us a...
But it wasn't because of Velvet Ice Cream. It was because Mike, SC's friend who works at Velvet, he's also an avid fish lover, and he's on our stream right now.
Okay.
So thanks, bud. But
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
He's seen us in all of our videos moving these heavy tanks, and he's like, these guys could use a forklift. And he got his boss to donate it to us. And then he also went as far as contacting the mechanic to help us track down the starter for the forklift.
The forklift didn't have a starter on it, and that's all it needs to run. And they gave us 3 containers of propane, the forklift, and then it just don't have a starter. But we had no way of finding out what kind of starter it took. You know, we didn't have the old one to match up any numbers. He tracked down the mechanic, got us the numbers, and did everything. So now we've got a starter ordered. Me and Josh will put it on when it gets here, and then it'll be up and running. But they also gave us that power jack. You just grab the handle and you can lift up and lower and forward and back, all electric powered. We've already used the tar out of that thing. Well, first it was playing. You know, he used it as a what do you call it? You know, the four wheels, the skateboard. He used it as an electric skateboard, and then we moved a stove with it. We moved tanks with it already.
Yeah,
it's so much nicer.
Getting this
it does
thing,
get stuck in the grass though.
These things were a pain. Well, the pallet jack wasn't, but to get the forklift onto the trailer, it was like 96 degrees, and it was so hot. We were using this 8,000 pound come along to try and ratchet this thing up onto the trailer, and we got it, and I overexerted
No, I
myself.
saw the video where it snapped loose.
A little bit.
He said a little bit.
But yeah, we were getting it up on the trailer, and I overexerted myself, and I didn't think nothing of it, and then my vision started going black, and Steven turns towards me, and he said, "When I see you go down, I know it's bad." And I'm like, yeah.
What, did it hit you or something?
No, I didn't drink anything all day, and I'm sitting there out in the sun. I'm just like cranking this thing. I'm like, I got this.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, my vision started going black. I started just dripping sweat.
Yeah.
And then he took us into the ice cream cold storage, which is like negative 40 degrees below zero. I'm sitting there sweating inside there.
The sweat's freezing as it drops. That's a good way of catching pneumonia.
But yeah, I have a small video coming out on that to thank everyone, especially Mike and SC Aquatics, but I haven't got around to putting it up yet. It's not going to be a YouTube video. I will post it to the community tab and on Facebook just as a thank you, and everyone can see what we did and where it came from.
Yes, and I've got a video of me actually doing like the 7 a.m. care on Tracy. I pointed the camera on a tripod pointing right at the tray table, so you can see me setting things out, and then you hear me talking as I'm doing this to her. You can't see Tracy, but I'm doing this. I'm cleaning her trach. I'm suctioning her out. I'm cleaning this. I'm doing that. I'm exchanging this, and you see the table just gets picked apart all the way to the end where I have to feed her and do all that kind of stuff. And I think it's like 20 minutes. It may not be, you know, captivating, but it lets you guys see what I'm doing to take care of her, and some people might be, you know, intrigued. So we're gonna put that up too.
Alrighty, so we've got Cookie XOSS for $5. And random question: does your palm tree produce coconuts? Sending love from Cincy.
I wish.
No, our palm trees do not produce coconuts. They are majesty palms, so they kind of look like palms, but they're not actually a true palm tree.
Right. We might be able to actually grow palm trees in the pool room because it only gets down to about 55, 60 degrees in the winter.
They now have that new species of palm trees that can actually survive over winter and grow outside.
I saw them, but they're $250 a piece, and I'm not. I ain't got money for that. My money goes towards feeding the fish, taking care of them, you know, that kind of stuff. The electric, gas, water, sewer.
So we got that electric eel now, so we should be able to run with a tank or two off that, right? So we have
Captain Stanley 51 says, name the eel after Rich's band, Ultra Voltage. I like it.
So we have Sam's signature series for $5. Said Brooks says Sir shocks a lot.
That's cool too.
Alrighty, we have Jeremy Stillwagon for $10. Said, what are the 7 types of man-eating fish? Hashtag
let's see if we can
Tracy.
remember all them.
We've got
Paraiba,
the Jow.
Jow.
We've got the Goonch.
Goonch.
We've got the European Wells.
Definitely the European
We've
Wells.
got the Mekong cat.
Mekong.
That's 5.
Oh. We're stuck. We know these. We do know these. What was the others? I don't know. Search it on the internet. 7 known man-eater for freshwater catfish.
I'm going to get this.
You going to remember it?
Oh, I'm going to get it.
Well, let's go on and it'll pop into your mind.
Well, now I'm not wanting to concentrate on nothing else. Thanks, guys.
That's stuck in his mind.
All right, so we have I Hate Stupid People for $50. She said, "Tanks for all you do," and tank.
Consume twice, guys.
All right, let me.
Yeah, let's get some questions going in here. We have one more super chat. It says from Sussex Fish Nerd for $5. Shaquille O'Eel.
Oh, that's nice too. Did you get this one?
Yeah, that was the one I just read. That was the tanks for all you do. And
Oh
tank.
yes. Well, thank you. I Hate Stupid People. I love her, and I love her name. Her name just rocks. I just cannot stop or emphasize enough how much I love that name. I hate stupid people. They cause a lot of trouble in the world. Just ignorance and stupidity. I'm sorry. So I love that name. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see what else we got here.
Yeah, let's get to some questions. Get river monsters on the phone.
You know what? That would be awesome if we could interview Jeremy Wade or be, collabed with him in some way, shape, or form. That would just be awesome. And then same thing with the people from Tanked and whatever they're doing now, we could do the same thing. I would love that kind of stuff. What's that? The one guy that goes out fishing all the time? I don't know. But, collabing with these kind of people is my thing. I would love to do that. And helping the fish world. Not so much, just going out and collab with other YouTubers that are doing fishing things. I'm not here to hang out with you if you kill fish and all that stuff. I'm trying to save the world in my own way and stuff that I'm passionate about. Fix it, help it, any way I can, So that would be nice. What?
Nothing, I was agreeing.
He agrees with me. It's a miracle.
Alrighty, let's get into some more questions here.
Will's here.
We've got Will Star 7 Gaming for $5 and a no-show.
And a no-show.
Wait,
You should have been on the show tonight, Will.
He chimed in for $5. He said, "Hope all is well today, fellas."
Yep. Are you coming over tomorrow? You going to be here tomorrow?
Set his alarm already, he said.
Did he? Well, thank you, Will. Appreciate it, buddy.
Righty, let's
Oh, look at this. Ian Harrison says, my 9-year-old daughter wants her own tank. Is that from watching OFR? Because I love getting the new generation of fish keepers involved. I love that.
So let's get some questions going in the chat here, guys. We
Yeah.
would love to answer
We've
them.
got plenty of time, so ask away. We're good to go. A lot of times we don't get to the regular questions because we got so many super chats. So this is your time to shine, guys.
We've got Joe's tips and tricks for $5. He said, "I say Coulomb's law. Big Rich, what is the cubic inch displacement of your Camaro's engine? Thank you," at Joe's Tips and Tricks.
It is a Gen 6 block with Dart 345cc Pro 1 aluminum heads, and the cubic inch displacement is 540 cubic inches. It's running an 871 Wien blower at 17% overdrive, and the last time I had it at the dyno, it put out 840 rear wheel horsepower, so that's about 1100 at the motor without the nitrous. I've got 1,000 horse of nitrous on there. It's a 16 plumbed in line, so there's 32 lines, 16 for gas, 16 for nitrous, under both dual quads. Both carburetors are a 950 CFM carburetor, Holley HP series, and that should put out probably, with the 1,000 horse of nitrous, is only, actually, let me tell you the truth about this. 1,000 horse of nitrous only puts out about 800 and some horse. But the cooling effect it has on the blower makes the blower more efficient, because blowers generate a lot of heat, which takes away your power. The cooling effect of the nitrous on the blower brings it back up in efficiency. So we're probably talking 2,000 horse, 2,100 horse, with everything running full bore, balls to the wall. Having fun.
So we have Rob Schilling for $10. He said, #Team Tracy.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Team Tracy. I love that. I can't wait to explain it to her and what this is and how wide it is throughout the world and how many people just love her for that. I just love that.
We have Sammy Fichera for $10. Said greetings from South Texas. Would love to come help out sometimes. Thanks for all that you guys do.
That's awesome of you. He said, "Tanks consume, guys." We are actually through South, or was it South Texas? No, just Texas.
You were through Northern Texas.
Northern Texas.
And Amarillo.
Amarillo area, yeah. On one of our rescues. So we were down Bayou. I don't know, Texas is a big state. We may not have been close to you. Maybe within 8 hours. Yeah, we were close. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And anytime you want to visit, just call me. Just message me and set it up. If you're going to be in town, you know, we're still making waves for, you know, people that are local. They can come anytime. So we've kind of shut down to tours. But we just had somebody that was in town from South Carolina, and they called us and said, "We're in town for the next 3 days. Can we do a tour?" We're like, "Absolutely." Josh took time out. He was actually late. What were you going to go do? You were late for something.
Oh, I had
Dinner plans. Okay. He waited on his dinner plans to give these people a tour because they're in from out of town. So, I mean, yes, we make provisions to do the tours. So, yeah, always just get a hold of us and make sure if you're going to be in town, get a hold of us.
Alrighty, so we have Tracy Masters for $5. She did not say anything, so thank you.
Not even tanked? It's consumed because I said it. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate it.
We have Michigan Tropicals for $5. Said, "I'm really late, but I made it."
Thank you. That's Michael Urbeck from Michigan Tropicals. Yes.
So we got Von Yinzer for $3. He said, "How many gallons is the tank on camera?" That is the 4,400-gallon aquarium tank. It is a tank, but it, is also a tank.
What kind of tank is it?
It's just a tank.
Okay.
It is made by
Consume,
Water
guys.
Dog Products. It is 14 foot long, 7 foot from front to back, and 6 foot tall.
Yep.
That
And
is a
one
big
piece,
tank.
3-inch acrylic glass across the whole 14 foot. You know
Tank?
No, the fish. Stop saying tank.
Iridescent shark?
That was
Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger, our iridescent shark. See the gold one right there? He is a full 37 inches.
Which I'm still convinced that he is one
That
of
one right there.
the only xanthic iridescent sharks in the U.S. I haven't seen none, and I haven't even they're unheard of. You see albinos all the time, you see regulars, but to see xanthic iridescent sharks,
He's saying gold iridescent
Yes.
sharks.
I have not seen many.
Okay, now we got Oktoberfest 7 says, "What's your approximate monthly overhead for the rescue?"
Dooba-dooba-doo. We got another one, and it was not
What?
because of me. I Hate Stupid People chimed in with $2. Said Wallago a 2 catfish, flathead catfish. Those are wrong, but the Wallago Leary is another man-eater. Those things get absolutely massive, and they are known for eating humans.
Well, she
So
was
that's number
right.
6.
She said while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so give her credit.
Oh, did you see how I freaked out?
This
Gave
is
her
him freaking
credit.
out.
Well, yes, the Wallagoa 2s are actually way more aggressive. They only get about 5 foot, but the Wallago Learys can get a true 8 foot, and their mouths are like this wide.
As
and
wide as their heads, their mouths are.
So if you guys remember, for all of you that used to be on Monster Fish
We're missing
Keepers,
one fish now.
way back in the day, we had Arapamag up in Canada with the 50,000-gallon aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a mishap with a large Wallago Leary
Oh my God!
actually
Ate that
eating
6 foot. Oh,
Arapaima.
a 6 foot arapaima. It ate, and if it can eat a 6 foot arapaima, it can eat a 6 foot person. We're much slower than arapaima in the water.
That's sad because we have a Wallago Leary out in our tank, and I
Yeah.
didn't even think of it.
Yeah. And you're like, I can't think of that other name.
You,
All right, let
and
me
you know
finish
what
this.
the 7th one is?
What?
Never mind, we already said it. A Joe.
Oh, Jowcat. No, we said that in the
Yeah,
first
I
one.
know,
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, Oktoberfest 7 says, "What is your approximate monthly overhead for the rescue, and how much does all the food cost? Chemicals, power, water, act. Are you a 501c3 that depends primarily on donations, or how are you funded?" We are not funded. I've been doing this out of pocket forever, Now that we're taking donations from GoFundMe and Patreon and also PayPal, we get probably about $500-600 a month from all three of them, and we're taking our YouTube revenue to help pay for the rescue. I used to pay, it's $2,100 to $2,600 a month, and I used to pay this out of pocket just as our own hobby. But now, we're getting about $600 from help from all you generous people, and then the money we're making from YouTube videos are also going towards it. So it's not so much out of my pocket now. It's $2,100 a month every month, and then depends on different chemicals and different medications we have to buy, because you don't get that donated. You don't get that, somebody has a 1 pound container of Canaplex laying around in their fish tank that they donated to us. You know what I'm saying? You don't get these kind of medications. You have to buy this stuff, and it's very expensive. So the electric, gas, water, sewer, and food bill is about $2,100 a month. That's constant. $200 to $600 a month on the medications when we need, as needed. So it's getting a lot easier now, and we can enjoy it a little more because you guys are helping out pay, and then the YouTube's really helping out paying. And we're still paying out of pocket, but I am not complaining. I love all the help, and I appreciate it. That's just amazing that you guys want to be involved like this and helping us out. And that's why we don't try and sell things and make profit and do that. Sometimes we do get someone donates 3 or 4 tanks. We'll sell off one as a complete setup to cover our gas and our money to go and pick it up and that kind of stuff, and then we donate the rest out. We've given to fire stations, the nursing home. We actually got a nursing home we're actually getting ready to fill up with koi real soon. That'll be a new video you're going to see.
We have Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said, I have 2 large albino iridescent sharks for you guys. Well, I have a particularly large 2,200 gallon aquarium that would love to see these albino iridescent sharks one day.
Right. Yes. Agreed.
You want to turn the live background back on?
Yeah, what happened?
I have no idea.
Okay, 150, 4,400. It's still on. I'll shut that off. I'll put on the 150. No, let's turn that off. How about the angel tank?
Alrighty, so yeah, something got messed up because that's all moved around too. So we have Small Fry Aquatics for $10. He said, I will see that Urbeck and raise you a nickel. Leary just because.
I love that. You guys rock. I appreciate that.
We got Ryan Harrison for $5, and he didn't say anything. So thanks.
Nice.
Ryan.
Appreciate it. Yes.
We got Michigan Tropicals for $20. Said, I see you, Craig, and I raise you 10.
You guys are rocking tonight. This is hilarious. Look how big Pittsburgh is.
Yeah.
He is 27, 28 inches?
Yes, something like that. When we first got him, he was 26 and a half, and he has grown.
So he's definitely 27, 28 inches now. He's a big boy.
So we got Jane Shell for $5. Said, please answer Brady's Pet Paradise's question.
What was that?
Hashtag Team Tracy.
What was the question?
I have no idea.
I'm going to have to go back and look through. They're going to put me on this mission. Come on now. I can't
He
read.
said, hi, a few weeks ago I brought a common pleco to the rescue. How is he doing? If you don't remember, I'm the person who brought the worms. That pleco is actually in the 2,000 right now, and he is doing great. We can't complain, and yeah, he's still here.
Still
he
here.
hasn't been rehomed
He
yet.
will be moved tomorrow. We are taking all the fish out of the 2,000, putting them outside in a 1,000 gallon round tub, and putting the filtration from the 2,000 onto the 1,000, and then we're emptying the 2,000 and moving it outside. So he is one of the fish that are on the list to find a home.
Yes,
we
he will be going to a 3,000 gallon pond.
I thought that was
done
a
up.
2,500 gallon turtle pond.
It was 3,000.
3,000? Okay.
And it's all done up with like nice rock and has a waterfall. And I was sometimes people send in their ponds. You know what? They've got pop-up pool ponds, which we can't hate on because we did get
We use
started
them
there.
too.
There's nothing against them, but this was a custom built. They had, you know, rock shelves on the outside, big rock waterfall in the corner, and it was just an impressive pond. So that is where the pleco will be going.
Along with
Some pacu, the tiger shovel nose, one of the red tails from our 3000. We've got, what else is in there? 20-inch iridescent shark.
a lot of friends he'll be going in with.
Yes, a lot of friends.
Okay, did you get this one?
I am working on it. We are falling behind. Alrighty.
We just love to gab. I'm sorry.
We got Tom Jan for $2. Said, "Tell Will I'ma sit in his chair next week." Thanks.
Consume, guys. Hey, this chair is open. Ow. It's sitting right here. This seat is open.
So,
I think Chimera Del Rey is coming out too, so she can sit in this seat. She does a lot of little fish and, you know, Oscars and platies and stuff like that. She's got like 13 tanks. So, go ahead.
nothing.
Okay.
I'll keep my comments to myself. So we got Will Star 7 Gaming for $5. He said, "How is Pittsburgh and Saucy, in parentheses Lavaca, doing today?"
He knows how sassy she is.
Saucy.
She's doing good. Pittsburgh's doing good. He's kind of backed off of her. She kind of runs the tank, and she's half his size. I'm like, come on, Pittsburgh. Nope, this little girl. He sits over off to the side, lets her do her thing. She sifts through all the sand. She's tearing up our plants. She's putting sand all over our decorations. Where Pittsburgh's been in this tank forever and never destroyed any of it. He just waits for his clams, you know. And she's like, I know there's a clam in this sand somewheres.
So we have Small Fry Aquatics for $25, and the message was retracted by our moderator.
Oh, why?
We've got to keep it PG.
It could be something like that, but thank you, Small Fry Aquatics. Let's say their name, Small Fry Aquatics.
There we go.
There you go. You got a shout out from Big Rich.
So we've got Michigan Tropicals firing back for $50, and tank, Small Fry, tank.
Oh my God.
So they're having a little
No,
war
I
here.
know Michael, and he cannot afford $50. He's got a new pet store he just opened up. All his money is invested into it. Son, what are you doing? Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
We have Craig Cooper for $10. So keep up the good work, lads. #Team Tracy.
Yes,
and I
Team
think
Tracy.
I heard
Thank
a
you
very
so much then.
distant whisper, and it said, "Tank!
What was that? I didn't hear you.
Tank!"
Consume, guys. Consume.
We have Isam. Excuse me if I mispronounce this, but it's El Hanifi for $5. Said, "You guys should start a fundraiser, and the goal is $50,000. If you reach it, Big Rich should shave his hair."
Now we have talked about this. Now I do have more back here.
He was going to do it to help
you
pay
know,
for my mom's bills.
but
now
her bills
that
were
it's-
$34,000. I was going to sell my Pantera signed guitar. I've got all 4 members of Pantera before 2 members died and passed away. Signed this guitar. I've got it on video, and I've got the pick from Dimebag Darrell. I was going to sell that. I was going to cut my hair and sell that. I was going to do all this, but there wasn't much internet commotion about it, so it didn't generate enough. But which is good, because now we got Medicaid covering her stuff, and I got out of $34,000 in debt. I have $1,400, which I've already paid about $600 on, and so now I've only got, you know, very little to pay off, and we're caught up completely. That's just amazing.
So we got Sam's Signature Series for $5, and I'm getting drunk now, thanks to you guys.
He said thanks to you guys.
Said, "Bought by the way, Rich, looking good on your weight loss."
Oh, well, thank you. I lost another 3 pounds. So the only thing that's a problem with me
Getting
is
skinny!
look at these bags. Look at this. This is horrible. You know, I see them infomercials in the middle of the night. It says you put that on there, and then the crow's feet goes away and the bags go away. I want some of this. If they could take this and do this to me, and, you know, open my eyes up, you know, and make me tight, I'd look young again. Hey. You know, look at all this. This is just bags, big bags. It's horrible. So
we have-
I put these on.
We have
There you
Mike
go.
Leatherwood. Mike Leatherwood for $5 said, "Love watching you guys. Rich, love the man piece. Hashtag Team Tracy."
You know, Shaq came up with that, called it a man piece. He pulled my hair and said, Tracy, have him cut this man piece off. And he's pulling my hair. I'm like, yeah, hello? And he pulled my hair right over to him. I was like, whoa, I had no choice. He just pulled my hair and I had to go.
So we have Victoria Parnow for $50 said, "How do you determine the gender of MBU puffer? I love the new little Fly River turtle. Love you guys. I want to come see Ammo the red-tailed catfish."
Aw,
So
thank you.
That is actually a very old rescue that someone came and dropped off a red tail to us. It was probably over a year ago, but yeah. So we're actually not 100% sure on the genders of the puffers.
This is why
It's
we watched
just-
when we put them together.
It's just been, the love story of Pittsburgh and his girlfriend. It's a story, we've come up with online. We are not 100% sure that it is male and female, but they have been getting along like two lovebirds.
Yes. So, you're talking 50-50 chance Pittsburgh was a male, 50-50 chance Lavaca was a female. You actually have to have them DNA sexed. It's real hard to tell. There's nobody that knows how to do it. You just do this. You just flip them over. Stick your thumb right here and you see this. No, it's nothing like that at all. Cichlids are easy, that kind of stuff. But you cannot tell an MBU puffer, Mabu puffer.
Eric chimed in and said, "I told you not to bring home the Long Island girls. They're crazy." Talking about Lavaca.
Yeah, she tore up the tank, bro. We had Crips. These are $50 plants that Lucas Bretz gave us. He brought up a bag full of these different plants, and they're $50 plants. She's got them covered in sand. You can't even see them. She's taken out the sand from here and put over there. She's got all of the... Yeah, them Long Island girls are freaky. Tore my stuff up.
Alrighty, we've got I Hate Stupid People for $2. Said Mark Edmonds says Lao Lao catfish. Those get big, but I don't know if they are man eaters.
Right.
I will after the show. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to come back with you guys with the 7th catfish because I do not remember right now and it's absolutely killing me because we should know this thing, but it is something we too learned on the show River Monsters because we didn't even know that this is like a hidden gem that most people don't know about in the hobby, and we seen it and we're like, oh my god, we got to get one, and then we tried finding and we couldn't find it. I just don't remember the name. Remember what it looks like. Remember how big it gets.
It's right there on the tip of your tongue.
What?
Okay, let me say this. Somebody said, okay, Mabu puffers are easily told apart by male to female because the females are bigger. Well, that's very nice and all, and everything's perfect. If you got two of them the same time and they're 10 years old, the bigger one could be the female. You're right. But what if you get one and the guy says he's 18 years old, and you get another one and the guy says he's 10 years old? The 10-year-old's half the size of the 18-year-old. Does that make the 18-year-old Pittsburgh named, a female? And Lavaca is a male because it's so small? No, it could have been 10 years of not feeding as much as Pittsburgh was getting fed. There's a lot of factors in there, so you can't really go by that. Good.
And to hit back on a point, the Lao Lao catfish is actually a Periiba, which we've actually brought up in name. There are a few different species of Periiba, but
not only that, you have the Periiba, the true filamentosum.
Yes.
That is, called 17 different names in 17 different places on the planet. So you can't go by that.
Yeah. So yeah, that
What
is
was his full name?
Brachyplatystoma
Filamentosum is the true Periiba, and the other one is called
There's actually brachyplasmoma. There's the valenti and the capridum.
Capridum, that was the other one.
Which we have a capridum outside, and
Yeah.
he's starting to become a very mean individual.
We
tried putting in the brachyplasmoma Journey's catfish in with him. And,
Same size.
And we had him in there for less than an hour, and the Paraiba did a number on him. I had to take him back out.
He was actually upside down. We thought we were going to lose this poor fish. We got him back out, put him in the other tank. By morning, he was fine. And now we will not put them back together.
Told you, Paraibas are something to reckon with. But the
Yeah.
capridum and the valenti are not man eaters. It is only the true filamentosum. They
Yeah.
will get absolutely massive and have huge, massive teeth.
Well, they're known for taking small children and small adults off of the beach.
Yep.
You know, and taking them down. What they do is they take you and they pull you down underwater until you drown, and then they'll pack you into the side of the river, and they'll just take a bite every day or so and take out what they want. They love their dead food. They will just, people disappear. That's how they are. You want to go swimming at Ohio Fish Rescue?
Alrighty, so we got some things fishy for $5. Said, how do you guys treat the fresh water coming into the system?
Something fishy? Is that Dave Hale?
Some things fishy.
Oh, okay.
So if you are on a smaller system, then most of the time your water has to go through a carbon block to be able to pull out all the
carbon block
impurities
is beginner,
and
yes,
and chlorine.
and get the chlorine out.
But
Now the next stage, bigger. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You have a doser system. Did you just do this to me? You have a doser system. You're putting in, let's say, 1,000 gallons a day, and this doser is dripping in prime. And then on even bigger systems, they can actually put in, straight chlorinated water.
because it's such a small amount of
You're putting in
chlorine water,
1,000 gallons a day on 100,000 gallons. It doesn't bother any of the fish. We're in between the last one and the second to last one. I still dose with prime, and I have a dosing machine going. It drips in there, and it's mainly to take out the chloramines and all that, and give no fish gill burn, because the chlorines do burn their gills. But we do have straight chlorinated water running in. We do not use carbon no more. It's kind of like carbon is a masked effect.
Yes.
If your water smells, carbon will take that smell away. But you don't need carbon if your water is good to where it don't smell.
If you fix the problem, you don't need carbon.
Exactly. So we haven't used carbon in years. We have cases and cases of it that we've given away to people because people keep, donating us, oh, here's my 29-gallon tank and here's a box of stuff. And in that box of stuff, there's like 7 packs of carbon. Well, this is how the mainstream media gets you. Oh, if it smells here, buy this. Oh, if it does this, buy this. They're just selling you stuff. You don't really need that if you fix the problem. Your tank shouldn't smell. You shouldn't have a bad taste to it. Yes, I said taste. And your water should be clean. So the carbon does work. It does take smells, and it will clean your water. But if your water is good, your tank's good, you wouldn't need carbon to make it cleaner. We don't use carbon on our tanks, and our tanks are always clear, except for when we feed. When we feed so much that for like 8 hours, it's cloudy. It's real cloudy at first, and then it gets less, and then less, and then less, and then 8 hours later, it's back to buffered water.
But also, one thing we've had to deal with in the past was biofilm, and there's really no way to combat biofilm unless your water is just that pristine. Then you don't have to worry about biofilm, which we've kind of got down to a science now. I used to have to get in a 4,400 gallon tank
Every 3 months.
At one point, it was once a month.
Yeah.
And you'd get in there, and 3 weeks later, it's covered in biofilm. You can't see through it.
The tank
Now,
looks cloudy.
I can't remember the last time I got in there and cleaned it.
Right. The tank looks cloudy, but if you zone in on like a piece of rock in the back and you move and you keep looking at that piece of rock, you see the dirt on the glass. You know what I'm saying? So that dirt is on the inside of the glass. It's biofilm. And that's there from excess detritus, excess food, excess, fish waste. You got your filtration good. You got your feeding habits good. You don't have the biofilm. And like our 150 gallon up front, it's full of live plants. I can't remember the last time we've cleaned that glass, and it looks pristine like a brand new store-bought tank. It's that clear. It's just no algae, nowhere. The plants, it's a good, blend of everything. And, it's the way you should go. It's the way you should try and strive for. Because I'm telling you, when's the last time you got in a 1,000 gallon and cleaned it?
I don't know.
4, 5, 6 months ago, we haven't had to clean that window. So that's a better way to go. Now I remember tanks I'd have to clean every day. There's algae buildup on the glass. We're taking the magnets, we're taking the scrapers, we're cleaning the rocks. We never, ever, ever, not once cleaned the gravel in the 4400. You know why? We have 2
Niger cats and 2 giraffe cats.
The giraffe cats. And the Niger cats do it too. They suck up the rocks in their mouth, and then the rocks go out their gills. And they actually clean the gravel for us. Get yourself a giraffe cat. Get yourself a Niger cat. You'll never have to clean your gravel. Awesome. Awesome.
We have Michigan Tropicals for $5. He said tank to tank tank tank.
I wish I was drinking with you guys.
We have Craig Cooper for $5.
No. Did you even say thank you to the man? Thank you. Appreciate that. I thank you.
I read them, you react, and we move on. We got Craig Cooper for $5. Said, "What is your quarantine and what do you treat process?" Tank. Our quarantine is usually
consume.
Quarantine is usually for 3 weeks. We got one week we treat with anti-parasitic. 1 week we treat with
Broad
fungal,
spectrum.
and then 1 week is a antibacterial.
Basically, we're covering every basis except for internal parasites. Internal parasites you can see because their belly will be caved in. Then we have to specially treat them. But if the fish is fat and healthy, we treat for everything external, and then we put them into our system. Now, not to say that the fish that you surrendered is sick, but any fish that is moved and put through a stress can release many different sicknesses. So we put them into our quarantine, we treat for this, we feed them, we take care of them, and then we gently move them from quarantine to our tanks, and we're all good. Every fish has sickness in their system. Don't think that, oh, I bought this fish from this guy and it looked healthy, I got it home and it died. Well, that's because it was super stressed on the move and it released a bunch of different sicknesses inside of it. Just like you and I, we have sicknesses inside our body right now that our antibiotics are fighting off. Now, if we go out and say we get in a snowball fight out in the snow and, we're cold and we're freezing and we're wet, we wake up in the morning and we're sick. Well, that's because our immune system got depleted and our immune system couldn't fight off the bacteria, and the bacteria is winning now. Now it's released. I have a cold. Well, don't say I didn't have a cold 3 weeks ago. It was in my system. Our immune system was fighting it. Same thing with fish, period. Just because you got a fish don't mean you're going to get sick. It could take the move, and if it was done correctly and no stress whatsoever, he could go right into your water and nobody would ever get sick. Or that same fish could be stressed out on the move, lots of ammonia, lots of, barely any air, and then, he's releasing all the sicknesses in his body and everybody else catches it. That's just how it is. People don't realize that.
Alrighty, so we've got another...
How come every time I go off on a rant, you're like, alrighty then?
We got Sam's Signature Series for $5. And what was your most desperate rescue, as in a way when you really had to be there before the fish may die or hurt itself in a tank? Betty?
Ooh. No, Betty was actually pretty healthy and pretty good in her. It was a small little tank, and she was really done good. You know, her owner had her for 18 years, and she learned to deal with the small quarters. It was inhumane, yes. Now I would say the hardest rescue we had was the rescue going to Florida, or I'm sorry, California.
Those weren't in lieu of
But they
dying.
weren't in lieu of dying when we got there. You know what I'm saying? We've had some fish. Oh my goodness. A 75-gallon, you'll remember this. A 75-gallon tank. We got there, and there was Oscars, there was cichlids, there was angels, all mixed in together. And this water you could not see from front to back. It was brown as can be. These people never did a water change. These people had these fish for years, and it was horrid. It smelled horrid. We saved these fish. These fish were like superhuman. We got them out of this water, and we put them into the water, and we got them home, and we acclimated them to cleaner, clearer water, and we found them homes. But that was the one tank. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was down in the basement, 75-gallon, and the water, when we were walking with the 75-gallon, the water splashed on you, and you were so mad, but you didn't cuss in front of the lady. But you were mad. I could tell you were mad. Because it smelled really bad. You know, oh, I broke my foot on the way up out of the stairs.
I remember that.
Okay, that one. That 75-gallon. We had to go back to another tank and get some more fish. That tank right there. Remember, it was so, like, the water was so pungent, and it was so thick and brown, we couldn't see through it.
Okay.
All you remember is me breaking my foot? This kid. But yeah, there's been a few like that, you know. And it's not really, the people ain't on purpose do this to their fish. They just were not knowing of the right way to take care of things, you know. It's I don't know. I try and you know, not shame anybody. You did the right thing calling us, and we're taking them, and we're going to give them a good home now.
Alrighty, so we are actually an hour and a half now.
Are we?
We are going to get ready and sign off for the night. We've got to get ready and get Mom another round of care because we're coming up on the 9 o'clock hour.
9 o'clock, I got to be there with her.
So
I've got somebody sitting out there with her right now, and no alarms have charmed, so they haven't yelled for me. So we're doing good.
So I just hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. We had a bit of fun, but wait a minute. We got another one. Small Fry Aquatics for $10. He said, Urbeck, tanky, and one more tank. Much love, brother.
These guys.
Yeah, they've been going
Consume
back and
3
forth
times,
all
guys.
night.
Consume.
Yes, sir. So,
Michael's supposed to be here sometime. Last week, I called off, actually. He was going to come out Monday of last week, and then he said next week, and I haven't heard from him. But Michael Urbeck's supposed to be out here.
well, now apparently he's bringing us some
Go ahead.
albino iridescent sharks.
Hi, Michelle.
So we should be good to go.
Yeah, are you busy tomorrow?
So we have Leah the lizard for $5. You can go ahead and step out if you need.
No, we're good.
For
No,
$5,
it's all right.
she said, "Love what you guys
Yeah,
do.
no,
I am
I
happy
appreciate
and
it,
thankful
but
Tracy
I need
was able to
somebody
get
drive
back
from
to where
12
she
to like
belongs
4
with you."
and watch Tracy
Kayla
so that
from
I can go out and
Alabama.
help them with the
So
fish
with that
tanks.
being said, he's on a phone call.
That's okay.
I am
Take care,
going
girl.
to
Thank
say
you.
goodbye for
Okay,
the night.
Bye.
But we just got SC Aquatics for $5, and sorry I'm late. What did I miss? The whole
Oh,
stream.
come on. You missed everything.
Alrighty. So I appreciate you guys for
guys.
signing in tonight.
I want to say I love each and every one of you guys. My fish family is the best family on the planet. I have felt so much love from everybody, and you know, everybody cares about, you know, what I care about, fish, the goodness, the helping of fish, and everything else. And then Tracy, you know, love you guys. You guys all rock. Thank you for hanging out with us.
And as always,
Stay fishy, my friends.